Hello, my name is Ian Tyndale. Welcome to Our Robot Future. Your job is pointless. Yes, we know your job is pointless. With very few exceptions, there are not that many absolutely essential jobs these days. The exceptions are arguably in the provision of medical, education and the food industries. Now that's just a very rough grouping, there are others, but even those are subject to automation. In-depth medical work can be done by robots. It can even be done remotely, in diagnosis and in implementation of treatment. Food production is heavily automated at the mass scale, and human involvement only remains at the craft scale. Effectively, a hobby with a regular handful of highly priced artifacts as the output. Education might be considered a safe domain for human endeavour. However, I can see that with advances in natural language processing and further AI development in terms of divulging human habits of meaning, intent and understanding, all our teaching could be centralised and automated, as well as the counterpart action of measurement and verification of understanding. We could easily be taught by robots and have the certificates to prove it. However, what is it that you wish to be qualified in? Most people queuing up for a formal qualification these days do so under the illusion that it will open a door to opportunity, leading to increased, or at least more secure income in future. Without a miraculous promise of more income, the future looks terrifyingly bleak as the decades of unemployment, debt and exclusion beckon. Education forms an equivalence in the mind of the student, with the welcoming doors of such opportunities. Of course, it's merely an illusion, it's a constructed illusion. Higher and further education does not automatically guarantee a job. The jobs are disappearing anyway. The most indicative aspect of this is that the precise topics that students are enrolling into to study and qualify in are often those areas that are perfect for replacement by robot. By far the biggest enrolment portion of a typical educational establishment seems to be in business. Nobody actually knows what is meant by business. None of the students have a clear idea, and most of the lecturers have a fairly stereotyped but imprecise idea of what it means. Mostly, it seems to mean wearing a suit. Accountancy is a subset of the business area that is offered for study, and is precisely a process like that which can be automated with ease. Most of the analytical parts of business study can be automated. Very little of business study is to do with actually starting a business and then running it. Most of it is how to fit into someone else's business as an employee. Most of that can be outsourced, and sooner or later outsourced to a service that, surprisingly, may not turn out to have much human involvement at all. I would argue, and I'm certainly not alone in this, that most of our jobs today are simply the side effect of a group of other jobs that a group of other people occupy. Their jobs, in turn, are only necessary to process the output of further jobs that further people turn up for each day, and so on. At the end of it, most of our career activity is not only not necessary, but pointless and expensive, and serves only to give us a salary or pay packet with which we may buy products. If our jobs were to be replaced by robots, sector by sector, layer by layer, how would we afford rent and food, let alone tablets and phones? Accepting that your job is pointless is possibly the first step to overcoming the future trauma of joblessness because of robots. Our robot future can be a happy and enjoyable one, but not if we're so attached to our legacy jobs that we become depressed when we lose them. We have to construct new ways of productive engagement that better the human condition. This was never going to happen while we were all tied up 24/7 thinking about how to achieve goals and targets purely to avoid getting the sack, or thinking about how to make more money than is necessary in order to supplant our self-actualization deficiencies. Well, my name is Ian Tyndale. Have an enjoyable day. Thank you very much. Goodbye.